everyone. This is Tamela and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, where we talk about treats, business, and life. We are two co-hosts from different states that are entrepreneurs, women-owned, and treats makers. I am Tamela. I am owner of Torlitas for that sweet and crunchy taste. Torlitas is a dessert company located right here in the great state of Ohio, where we specialize in salty sweet treats. And today we are going to hear from my co-host, Taylor, and she'll introduce herself as well as she's doing a demo for us. So lucky us, right? So I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, Taylor, and we'll get started.
Hi, I'm Taylor with Taylor's Kitchen, located in Albion, Michigan, where we make desserts for your special occasions. I do custom cakes, I do hand-dipped chocolate treats, and we also have vegan and sugar-free options. So this week we are going to go over I've been working on cookies lately. A lot of people have been asking me for cookies. So I do sometimes I make them with fondant cookies, and sometimes I do them with royal icing. So in this demo, we're gonna go over how I make them with royal icing. So we're gonna get started.
Okay, I'm going to
Oh,
give you
oh,
share the
host.
screen. I'm going to give you hosting. Give me just a moment. You got it.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen. And so I don't know if you guys know, with with sugar cookies or with royal icing cookies, they are definitely a process. When you go to make them, when you I'll just show you a couple of other ones that I did. I did these ones before,
Oh, nice. I
and
like the
I did
colors.
these.
Those are nice.
Thank you. I did these for a event that happened actually in February, but when you're doing things with like royal icing and different things like that, it can definitely be hard at first, especially like when you're first learning how to flood the cookies, and you're learning about different like techniques that you can do with making cookies. I'm just gonna show you guys a couple more. I believe Tamela's seen these already, but
No, I'm just like, wow, those are nice. Ooh, look at those. Wow. I mean, you have a lot of nice work. Lots. Oh, that's wonderful. Look at that.
so this is the difference between this one is hand painted. So these cookies are like faces. I did some for my niece for her birthday, and it's called I just call it the high poof cookie, where it looks like she has a big woolly ponytail. And so
Mhm.
these ones are hand painted. And then I made some more for another event. And the ones for this event, I did like I filled in the cookie. I just made different shades and wrote different nice slogans on them. It
Very nice.
was for Black History Month. So that's why I made different shades of Black
Mm.
girl with the
Oh,
poof
no.
cookie. And there's different ways to get these the textures on the cookies. So here's the table. So when I do these cookies, as you know, sugar cookies come in different sizes. So these cookies are 4-inch cookies. And
They're
so
huge.
yeah, so we did different sizes, and then we have smaller ones that we did also that we sold. And I don't know if you can see it, but inside of here we did a hot chocolate bomb, a heart-shaped hot chocolate bomb, and a cookie. So like when you eat, you can have tea and a cookie. There they go.
Nice.
And got
Nice.
different, different designs in there. It's
Oh, I love that.
so many things that you can do with cookies.
Yes. Oh, that's so nice. I haven't seen these. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
I
mean, these
love
are really, I love the love, first of all.
uh, thank you very much.
My
And
nickname, I go by Love. If I go someplace, I'm like, what's your name, Love?
oh, that's cute. I
Oh,
always
it
say
really
hey
does.
love on our posts and things like that.
Yeah,
So with
that's
these
pretty good.
with these cookies, um, I actually took a class to learn the concept of how to make these cookies. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so happy that I invested in education for myself. These ones I flooded them. Flooding is when you like outline the cookie with the royal icing, and the flooding part is when you fill it in. So the
Mm,
outline would have been the red, and the flooding would have been the white part in the cookie. And then I
okay.
just took
Nice.
a heart, uh, just like a candy heart, and I put it in there.
Mm. That's the shape of Africa, the continent of Africa.
Yep, because this set of cookies I did for Black History Month,
Mm-hmm.
so that's why. And then some hearts and some more. And so you see how she has like baby hairs?
Yes, they have such attention to detail, the texture, the colors, the imprint of the ears. That looks like she had one person has on an earring or something around the front.
Hmm.
It's like your hair, you have baby hair, it's pulled up and it has a poof on the top,
Yeah.
like a ponytail poof. But the
And then it's
texture, how did you
smooth.
get the texture? Tell me, how did you get the texture?
So you get the texture by actually going in like a circular motion around the cookie, and you want to just make sure one tip with this is I actually smooth out a thin layer of icing or whatever hair color that I'm going to do. I smooth out a thin
Okay.
layer on the cookie so that it's no gaps, and you don't have to actually add as much hair when you fill in the
Yeah.
rest of the cookie, because you will have the area that you already covered with the poof. So when you do
I'm
these, huh?
It's so nice.
Thank you. And so I'll do more information on how you do this specific technique of cookies this coming up week. But right now I'm going to show you guys a video on how I did some cookies for a baby shower, which I also used the royal icing for. So okay. So this demo is the one that I did today. Uh, I did recently. I am showing you right now. This is the first step when you're ready to decorate your cookies after you have baked them off. You want
Okay.
to outline the cookies. Some people do cookies without outlining. I think um, it's easy. It's easier for me this way to do it like this, and I think it's a good way when you're first starting out because it helps you with not overfilling the cookie, because
Hmm.
that's one thing that you don't really realize if you see people who have done this for a while and they have like everything down packed. When I first started, a couple of things that happened is that I overfilled the cookies, and so it made it like just not look as clean. But once you start to get into more of what you a rhythm, I would say,
Hmm.
it's
Right.
easier to know what to do. So this is me outlining the cookie. The outline, it's different consistencies of icing. So the outline, it should always be a little bit uh thicker than your flooding consistency. And so you'll see that right now. I also use a smaller piping tip when I'm doing when I'm outlining the cookies. And so this is the flood consistency. So see, I used a larger, it went really fast, but I used a larger piping tip, and you can fill it in faster. And this was actually uh, a thicker icing, I mean thinner, because you want it to actually flood in the cookie.
So when you're saying icing and royal icing, and is
Hmm.
this the same that you can get out of a can, or is it some another mixture, or what? Because that doesn't look like something that you get out of the Duncan Hines can.
Okay, so no, this is not the same icing that you use for cakes, because that's actually that's not buttercream. That's for cakes. This one is specifically for cookies. It is a meringue base
Okay.
icing, and so that's why it dries really quick. And so when you do royal icing, you you want to always keep it covered. And you don't want to keep it covered like just the top. When you're doing, like when you have frosting, when you cover something, you cover the whole lid. With meringue, when you want to meringue base like royal icing, what you want to do is you want to cover it, and you want to actually put the plastic on top of the meringue, because if you don't, it'll just have like a hard crust. And
Ah,
that's
okay.
actually, yeah, what it is for the cookies, and that's why you can design on them. You this
Nice.
The process of making cookies is like a long process. I
It
guess
seems like it's
yeah, it's a
step
long
after
process.
step.
Hmm. And the design is not even always the longest process. It's normally just waiting for the cookies to harden, because not harden like super hard. They don't get super firm, but they do get like um hard enough to go into the package without messing up. And
Mm-hmm.
so I let the cookies, I bake them
Mm-hmm.
one day, and then depending on what design I'm doing, I might flood them the next day, and then um package them 8 to 12 hours after that.
Oh,
And
okay. So it's
yeah,
like a 2-day process, it sounds like.
yeah, it could be 2 or 3 depending on like the design that you want to do. Because after I flooded it, I think I waited like 6 to 8 hours, and then I spray painted it. And you'll see that here in a second. I'm gonna spray paint the cookie with my airbrusher.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, I just want to tell you about this last thing too. Remember, I told you that I used to overfill the cookies when I would
Right.
flood them. Okay, so now what you see me doing is using this tool right here. In my hand, it's called a scribe tool. And
Mm,
what the scribe tool is, it helped me to move the royal icing over to the edge so that I don't overfill my cookies. So you
nice.
put it close to it, but you don't put the fill the royal icing all the way to the edge. All right, so right now I am using the scribe tool to do that and kind of like fill in everything. And then
Very
I needed a little bit more icing. And so that's what I did just then. I added a little bit more. But once you start to do this more often, you'll get different concepts and you'll get different techniques, and you can try out different recipes. They do have royal icing that you can buy. That you can just mix with water. Um, but I don't like for everything to just look pretty. I like for it to taste good too. So I'm always trying out different recipes and things like that. And so I found I got a recipe from the course that I took, and then you can just pretty much make the flavors your own, long as you use, the same amounts. And so that's one thing that I was able to do that was really good. And so
I
the
mean, it
next,
really looks yummy. And can you tell us a little bit about your cookie base without giving away all your secrets for your cookie? Is it a
Okay, so
sugar cookie, a lemon flavored cookie, or?
yep. So what I do, I normally do like a vanilla and almond cookie, and then I flavor my royal icing whichever way I want to flavor it. So I did this is like a lemon and almond based flavoring,
Uh-huh.
and so that's what I use for that. But I always add vanilla into everything.
Yeah, I think
But
most people do. I think most people do. Yeah, because it makes it better.
yeah, it does. And then you can also do like the sweet Lawrence emulsions or
Mhm.
oils, and you can add like a little citrus. You can add, they have buttered rum, they have
Yeah.
all kinds of flavors,
Mhm.
pineapple,
Mhm.
strawberry, different things. One
Great.
thing with this, yep, great, cream cheese. One thing
Everything.
about it, yeah. One thing about it is you definitely want to get clear colors if you're gonna do white. If
Mhm.
you want to do
Mhm.
white royal icing, I think that's one
Mhm.
thing that people gotta be reminded of,
Mhm.
because it's
Mhm.
different shades of white. Just like it's different shades of blue. You know, when you go to ask the customer, you know, what color do you want? And they're like blue. And so I'm like, oh, you can make blue so many different colors. You got
So
royal
many
blue, you
different
got
ways.
deep blue, ocean blue, sky blue, baby blue. So, you know,
Yep.
just try to be as specific as possible with them.
Mhm.
So we're filling in the cookie. And like I said, this is probably like 4 to 6 hours later.
Mhm.
And that's just because I'm like just starting out. Some people do like an hour and then they're like, oh, I see that the crust is over. And so, but I'm just like, I don't want to mess up this cookie. And so with the airbrush gun, I bought this stencil. And so
Mhm.
you just put the stencil over the you put the stencil in the stencil thing. I don't know what it's called. It's
Okay.
a stencil holder, I guess. But for this specific type of cookie, I only wanted the stencil on half of the cookie. So what I did was I put a piece of parchment. You can see it right there. A
Mhm.
piece of
Mhm.
parchment paper down. And when I did that, I positioned it where I wanted it to go. And then I set the stencil over it. And then I just
Right.
airbrushed it so that I can get that only on half of the cookie.
So this was for a barbecue, right?
Yep, it was a barbecue themed baby shower.
Oh,
And
how
so
nice. How cute.
and so it was really cute. And so I um I did that, and I let that sit so the airbrush colors could dry. And that probably took like another like 30 minutes. But the thing about this is, if you're doing a set of cookies, it's not like you're constantly sitting there and waiting for um, the 6 hours total for the one to dry. It probably only took between like an hour to flood all of these. And then by that time, I was able to go through and do the airbrush. You know what I mean? So it's like you're
Yeah.
still doing something in between. It's not like you're just like sitting there. Or even, you know, I'm a proponent of when the cookies or the cake is baking, make the buttercream or the simple syrup, or, you know, whatever you're gonna use to help you with the process. Um,
Okay. That makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
yeah, just keep it up so that you can go through, make life easier. And so the next part, I don't know if I show it. Okay, so the next thing that I did was to write the names on the cookies, the baby boy, but I actually didn't record this part, unfortunately. But I
Mhm.
use a projector um
Hmm.
to I use a projector to write out, to trace the letters. I have an edible food marker, and I used the edible food marker to trace the letters, and then I just went back and I filled it in with my royal icing, my black royal icing. And for the hamburger, portion of it, what I did was I did the buns first, and then I waited like 5 minutes, so that it looks like different layers. I waited like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes in between, and then I did the other layer for the burger, and then I did the cheese right after I did the burger because I wanted it to look like it was melted on there. And so I kind of took like the same technique like when you did when I did the baby hairs. And so you just pull some of the cheese down so it looked like it's melting over the burger.
That is
And then
amazing. My mouth is open. Like, I just can't believe it looks so 3D. It just,
yeah,
you could really teach a class on this, Taylor. I'm serious. I am so serious.
thank you, Tamela.
I mean, for real, for real.
Thank you. And then the last thing that I did with this, I didn't want to make another color icing. So what I actually did was I took some food coloring and I just painted the hamburger that dark brown color. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you do that, it looks like it has different layers of texture in it. You can also take your edible food marker and like draw some lines to make it look like grill marks.
Mm.
So many different things that you can do. And my final step that I did was to do the white border
Uh-huh.
around the cookie, and that was my final step. And so, yes, it takes you a while, and that's why. Oh, here's the full set,
Oh,
and
kidding me? This
that,
is so awesome. Everything, the bib, the bib. Can you zero in on that? Can you scroll in on that or zoom in? I'm trying to say, look at that with the hot dog and the baby and the bow. Did you draw the bow on? Is that fondant or fondant
that's
or how you say it?
the royal icing. Yep, and you can
Taylor.
and you
I mean,
can do this with fondant too. I had some sets that I did with fondant just because I wasn't comfortable with doing royal icing yet. And
mm-hmm.
if you're in a time crunch and you're like somebody like I want it, but I don't really know what I like, or most people are like, I don't like fondant, and I'm like, it's because you get the one from the store and they don't add any flavoring to it and it
Yeah,
tastes yucky. But I make my own fondant. I make it out of marshmallow, so
nice. Of
I can
course you
add
do.
whatever flavor,
Of
whatever
course.
flavor I want to.
I mean,
Um,
all this can be, someone would want to know how you did all of this, the wheel on the barbecue stand, the watermelon. And what's that? Oh, is that a grill grate in the back?
yeah, it's like a baby rattle. I think I
Ah,
have another. I
okay.
think I have a picture.
Okay.
I can zoom in.
I mean, this is really,
All right, here it is. And so I have like a couple, like this is the one I did with the baby bib.
oh, nice.
This is
Very
just showing how to outline. You
nice.
take the small tip and then you just go around
Mm-hmm.
to make it look like a bow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it looks cleaner when you add these like details, and
Mm-hmm.
so you can tell what the shape of different things are.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you enjoy most? Making cookies, cupcakes, huge wedding cakes? What is
Um,
your, what do you like more? What is your choice? If you had to pick one, even though you're great at all of them. But
I think the best part of this is seeing the person smile, like when they see what they get, because I like making all of it. I think like the best part, like the most fulfilling part is when somebody is like, whoa, do you see? what she
Yeah,
had, or do
exactly.
you see what they came up with, or like the creativity? I think that's
Yeah.
the best part for me. The
Yeah.
actual dessert,
Mhm.
I like making them all. I think
Mhm.
the best
Mhm.
part is the reaction.
Mhm. Mhm. They are
So
wow worthy. That might be a new word for us. It's wow worthy.
wow, worthy.
Wow worthy.
Yeah. I just did a couple. I recorded most of these, filling them in and things like that. And then you go in with the scribe tool.
Mhm.
Sometimes you don't even have to. Icing comes in different consistencies, so you can do like a 5 second consistency, and that just means you can count to five, and once you count to five, the icing has settled. You don't have to do anything else. So you can have
Oh,
20-second flood consistency, you can have 5-minute flood consistency. It just depends on how much you thin out your icing.
okay.
Yeah. So that's the demo. Oh, you wanted to see let me see.
Yeah, the
This one is,
grill grate or look the rattle.
there it is.
Oh, Taylor, how did you make that? So cute. How in the heck did you make the burgers and the hot dogs and the hamburgers with the cheese on it? That is so cute. That is so cute.
Yeah, so I did the process the same as most of the other processes. I just when you make the cookie. Oh, I don't see the video on here. I had some
Mhm.
videos where I just
The barbecue sauce jar. I mean,
like
everything.
yeah, the little mason jar.
Yes, very creative. And you have to have something, you have to have a talent in your mind first. And in order to be creative this way and to dream up something like this is just out of you doing it. Did you see something online? Did you say, okay, I can do that, or I can recreate that? Everything doesn't
I,
have to be.
yeah, so I always ask for like photo inspiration
Mm-hmm.
from people.
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you feel like, something that's like similar to it, and I try to like go about it that way so that I can make stuff my own, but I also can do like what the client likes. And
Sure.
so
Very nice. I mean,
yeah,
everything is on point.
you yeah, that baby rattle was fun with the little grill marks.
So from
And so
start to finish, how long did it take you to make what 8 or 10 cookies? How long did it take you? I mean, how many hours would you say it took you to complete the task? Oh boy. Oh
a lot
baby, rather. That's
a
cute.
lot of hours. And
Okay.
when I say a lot of hours, I'm not sure if it's just because I'm just starting out, or is or if it's because of the process. Like I know the process is long because you have to wait in between, but
Hmm.
I mean like um I feel like I'm just getting better at stuff. Just like the same when I was starting out with the cookies. Um when I first started with cookie making, I mean with cake making, it took me a long time to decorate the cake. It took me a
Hmm.
long time to like um frost them and different things like that. But now I can frost the cake in like 7 minutes, like add the crumb coat, stack and fill. You just have to have all of your components there so that these things become easier.
Well, certainly. It
Hold
doesn't
on,
look like no starter kit to me.
guys. I feel like
No,
that. I
it
feel like
doesn't
a
look like.
starter kit.
No.
And it just comes with
Absolutely.
uh really getting educated. Um I'm a visual learner, so I watch a lot of videos. If somebody just gives me a book and they're like, here, um, the book. I need you to make this happen. I'm gonna look at them like they're crazy. Okay, that's
Mhm,
not
mhm.
how I learn. So
Sure.
yeah,
Okay. I can just imagine what your response was from your customer who received that. I know it was the life of the party. I just know it was.
yeah, she was super excited. She said, she actually accidentally sent me a message that she was supposed to be sending to somebody else, and she's like, that's the cookie, the picture that I showed her of what I wanted. And I was like, did you mean to send this to me? And she's like, no, I was supposed to send this to somebody else. But she was like, but I was bragging about you. I was. And so I was super excited about that.
Text you want to get, or
Yeah,
messages you want to get. Something
right?
positive and something that's, talking about your talents and all your skills and talents. So I'm
Mhm.
sure that more people, when you do things like that, and and customers are so appreciative, and you did exactly, and they just look perfect. That's how the word of mouth goes. Someone says, "Oh," or so a guest is there, and they're like, "Who did your cookies?" And you're like, "Oh, Taylor did," and let me get her number, and that's how it starts to roll. For anyone that's starting out, you do something wonderful, and everyone really takes to it, and that's how you get your customer base. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, that is. And so I'm excited about it. I'm happy.
I mean, this is you can teach classes, so think about that too.
I am. I am. I am.
Okay, well, I was blown away. I'm sure our viewers will be blown away as well. Thank you so very much, Taylor, for taking the
You're
time out
welcome.
to share with us today your demo of your baby shower cookies that were expertly created and executed.
Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. This has been another issue or another podcast for Tamela and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday. Be sure to connect with us on Instagram at Tamela and Taylor's Treat Talk, as well as email us if you are interested in being a part of our podcast. We love guests, and you don't have to be a treat maker to be one of our guests. So think about that too. We are at Tamela and Taylor's. No, we're at what's the email, Taylor? Treat Talk
Treat Talk
Tuesday at
Tuesday at gmail.com.
why?
Treat
Why? I
Talk
don't know.
Tuesday
I need to
at
have a
gmail.com.
yes. Okay, good. And also DM us. You can reach Taylor at what's your IG handle?
It's SWEET, Spirit SPIRIT, Treats TREATS.
And of course, mine is Torlitas at Torlitas, TORLITAS. I'm also on Facebook, and I believe Taylor is also. So
Hmm.
be sure to check us out. We're entrepreneurs just like you. We are learning just like you, and we don't have it sewed up just like maybe you do. So, definitely we are on our 26th episode, and you can find us on what platforms?
Find us on Instagram, YouTube, and wherever all your podcast needs are.
Absolutely. Do you want to tell us about your book that you have that's available for everyone?
Okay, so I have a simple syrup ebook that I have created. And if you guys it's what I use simple syrup for. Some people use it for drinks, some people use it for um I don't know, cocktails and different things like that. But I use simple syrup to add another layer of flavor on my cakes. My cakes aren't dry per se, but if you do happen to bake dry cakes, you can add some simple syrup to make them moist. But I use it for another layer of flavor and just to make it soft and delicious. So
And can you tell us a little bit what type of flavors that you have in there? Not all, but just a couple, a few.
I have a lot of fruit-based flavors in the ebook. I have some lemon, I have some regular simple syrup that you can just put on cake. I also have some options that don't have refined sugar. So that's where you can find in the book.
All right. And how can they get a copy or two?
If they click the link in my bio, and you'll see my tree, and you can just click on the guide to simple syrup.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you so very much, Taylor, for sharing with us, and much success to you and your business yet once more. So, yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a blessed week, guys.
All right. Have a blessed week.